So let me call on stage our superstar judges, Pascal Cagni, the previous head of Apple Europe. Then we have Jacques-Antoine Granjon. We have Brent Hoberman, Xavier Niel, Fleur Pellerin, and Yossi Vardi. That's going to be a lot of people. All right, so Pascal, you're here. Jacques-Antoine. Brent. Xavier. Fleur. Yeah, perfect. And Yossi. Yossi, you'll be quiet, right? No. No? All right. OK. We have, so I'm sorry, how are you guys doing? I'm a little confused. Jacques-Antoine, I think you have, you came with your awesome shoes. I know I'm kind of obsessed, but they are so cool.
That's the old news. It's always the same.
Can you put them on the...
All right, it's very old news, Loic. You have to update your blog.
I don't know why this obsession. You have a video, I think. Jacques-Antoine, you're the founder and CEO or co-founder of Vente Privée.
Vente Privée, yes.
Huge French success.
Yes, European success.
That was almost challenged by Groupon.
We don't do the same job. But their valuation is incredible. Maybe I should do the same.
Right.
But not taking care of the valuation of competition.
I'm just kidding, of course.
Our business with Vente Privée is to sell the inventories of brands. And this year, we're going to sell more than 80 million products, 80. And we deliver... thank you, that's nice. Yeah. And we deliver from our warehouses, more directly from our own warehouses in France, all over in Europe, more than 25 million parcels. And when we think about innovation and we see about what is planning by great competition in the world, we know that we need to make innovation that's good, really important for our customers, because everything is about the offer and quality of service to the consumer. And so we are innovating in a sense, but it's a long-term project. Vente Privée, it's a company that was built 29 years ago, much before the net was invented. It mutates with the net, and we are already thinking of the future. That's why I have a little film you can show. That's how we have a long-term investment on this company, always thinking long-term and quality of service.
Great. Can we see the video?
Imaginez, sur un clic, vous choisissez un produit, clac, il arrive chez vous. Vente Privée travaille en secret depuis quelques années déjà avec un laboratoire suisse. Objectif, à la fin du siècle, livrer directement les colis chez vous, par téléportation. Le projet téléportation, projet pour la fin du siècle, venteprivée.com.
So Jeff Bezos wants to deliver products using drones.
Yeah, we'll buy drones from Bezos while we didn't finish. The time he finished, we finish our project, we'll buy drones. And we have all catapults for Groupon also, because they do something with catapults. We have all catapults. We're going to do a sale of catapults for Groupon if they need that. I saw they do something about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how do you make teleportation work?
That you have to ask all the engineers. It's very secret. It's in Switzerland, and you know that it's a Swiss lab, and you know in Swiss there's a lot of secrets. In Swiss, it's going to be very difficult to steal those secrets.
Okay, well, great. Pascal, how are you doing?
Very well. For once, I don't have anything to sell, which is a change after all this year, right?
Yes.
I'm not going to show you an iPhone.
Yes. I mean, no.
It's here, right?
Yeah. So what are you doing these days?
Enjoying life, spending time with my buddies here, but also investing in companies. I think maybe the things you told us a few years ago, that is called the Internet of Objects, which was anecdotal, is getting real now. And guess what? I think it's going to happen not only for once in the US and not in the Valley. It's going to happen all around the place, including in France. And we've got some of the leaders here, so we should be proud of that. I think just think about the WeThings, NetAdmo, Parrot, and the tens, right, Fleur, that we're going to create in the years ahead. So the world have changed. Europe is back.
Europe is back. It seems this way.
Yeah,
totally.
Definitely. Right now, it's the case.
Absolutely. And so I invited Yossi Vardi because so you've been to every single LeWeb, Yossi?
Last one. You invited me only to the second one.
The first
You have
one,
to fix it. Yeah, you have to invite me to the first one.
that is true. But that is actually true. I apologize. And then I invited you to speak at every single LeWeb.
Yeah, 7:30 in the morning, every year.
Always in a shitty slot, yeah. Always, I know. Like because I like you to wake up the crowd. So you always.
Should I wake them up now? Hey guys, give the biggest scream you can. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, Yossi.
That was a very meaningful conversation.
Xavier, Xavier, how are you doing?
Fine.
Yeah, are there any topics you don't want me to talk about?
What you want?
Anything? Like your tweet yesterday?
What is Twitter? I don't know. What is this?
You posted a tweet. No,
I don't know.
2 days ago.
This guy reduced my Israeli telephone bill from 20,000 shekels per month to 200. God bless you.
Thank you.
Yeah. No, so I see you talk with ministers on Twitter.
In which country? In Israel. Yeah, a lot.
How is business? Good.
Good, good, fine, yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. Very good. So, how are you? I know you won't talk about 4G, right?
We speak of what you want. No, we can speak of school.
School. Talk to me about your school.
Yeah, this year we set up a new tuition-free school in France called 42 for 1,000 people to learn how to code. And it's great. I like it.
1,000
people.
And it's free.
Yeah, tuition-free. Yeah.
You like free, huh?
I like free. Yeah. Not you?
Yes, everybody loves free. And so, what are you trying to do there? To have engineers, more engineers?
Yeah, to find some people who have to teach them how to code and to make very good software for the biggest worldwide company. And
I saw you trying to keep Mindy here as well and invest in them, right?
We try to help them. We like this kind of beautiful company. It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. And the school, when do you start?
It's open. Yeah. We already have 1,000.
When is the first day of school?
Now it was 2 months ago.
Yeah, I apologize.
No,
just started. This is great. 1,000 students in a school. That is not, and Fleur is not related to that, right? It's all your own initiative.
It's a foundation.
It's a foundation.
It's free. Yeah.
Great, Brent.
Loic, hi.
Yeah, what's up?
What's up?
How is UK going?
UK's doing great. I think there's a real buzz and energy, but a lot of stuff going on. I mean, education, I'll just take on the education theme because there's a lot of stuff going on there as well. I think all of us, as we get older and have kids, it's the obvious cliched thing. We're all interested in education. I've been helping Eton College, the school, the famous school, I think. And one of the things they've got involved with is the first education technology accelerator in Europe. So they're now helping that accelerator. It's called Emerge Venture Lab. So that's launching first class soon in the UK. And then we're also looking at disrupting the MBA market. So we've got a new project on under the Founders Forum banner for how can we challenge these very expensive long programs that sort of aren't that relevant in the MBA thing. And then the other thing is, I guess, made.com, which the furniture at LeWeb's got better because some of it's made.com. So that's a business that I chair and is quite exciting in that it's a platform for designers to get furniture made directly over the internet. So disrupting that rather old industry, the furniture industry.
How do you think we can extend, or both of you, by the way, how do you think we can expand what Xavier is doing in France, which is amazing, of training 1,000 engineers to other countries? Did you guys talk, or how can we do it in the UK and Israel?
Well, there are there are lots of interesting projects on this too, right? I mean, I guess Code Club and Code Academy and all there's several more that those who are more closer to the programming side would probably understand better than me, but certainly we've been supporting Code Club that's helping, and there's lots of projects now to help coding in schools, and actually in England the curriculum has changed and there is now coding in schools as of this first year. So this whole push to not just learn how to use computers but actually how to program is really happening. But I don't think we should let it take over, in that I think lateral thinking is the other thing that many entrepreneurs in the room will be saying, well, maybe I don't code or whatever, maybe I'm either a brilliant designer or I'm a great lateral thinker, and these are also things that people need.
Xavier, you want to expand this outside of France?
It's the first, actually it's only the first year, so maybe in 2 or 3 years, but now we are only in Paris. But we have people from all over the world. We have people from Ecuador, United States, Brazil, Tibet.
Tibet.
Yeah, they don't speak French. They don't speak French.
So you teach them in English?
No, it's code, so it's no language.
Sure. Well, but still,
it's a language.
They code in 01, no English.
Yeah. Thank you, Yossi. That was a good comment. And Xavier, how do you recruit them? Explain the process of how you become a student to that school. I think that's amazing. Yeah.
You have to apply online. So you have 70,000 people who applied 7 months ago. And then you have a kind of game. It's a game of maybe it's 24 hours duration game. And at the end, we made the selection of 3,000 of them. And they came to something that we called the swimming pool. And by 1,000, they stay that for 1 month long. And we teach them how to code, and we take. They have to work about 15 or 16 hours per day during 28 or 29 days. And at the end, we select the best one. And we offer them the school for 3 years. We give them access to money to can live and have a flat in Paris. And, so it costs them nothing.
Fleur, do you talk to your... Yes, I think we should. This is very impressive. Fleur, do you talk to your colleagues in all the European countries to see how we can do things like that? That's amazing what Xavier does, right?
Absolutely, yeah. We had discussions when we were preparing the European Council on Digital Economy and Innovation, and skills was a subject, because we need to work on what we call today digital literacy, which involves coding kits, initiatives such as coding kits, and you saw Barack Obama a few days ago on YouTube, who made an amazing pitch and who tries to encourage children to code, and I wish we could do that in France. So I have a bit of money also to try to encourage such initiatives in primary schools. But also we need to prepare the skills that will be needed by the sector in 10 years' time, and that's exactly what Xavier is doing, and I think it's just great. So I really welcome and support private initiative to create schools which are free and which can prepare the population, young people to the jobs of tomorrow, because probably the jobs of tomorrow won't be created by the companies of today. They will be created by companies that these people will create. Like teleportation? And teleportation will be a big challenge. No, but I think it's great. And we see today that initiatives are taken all over Europe. Coding is taught in Estonia. The UK has just put it in the curriculum. So I think it's time also for us to move. Great.
So why don't we listen to the startups of this year, right? That's where you came. And I hear there are 2 more judges stuck in traffic, so we'll see how we manage that. But Chris, are you ready? You have to like this, right? It's the force is with you, Chris.
I love that big music. Hey, how are you, Yossi? Very good to see you. Excellent. Yeah, we have 3 nervous finalists who would like to present, so we should probably get on with that, I guess.
I was just getting comfortable. What Xavier is doing is so amazing with getting 1,000 new students in France. And Jacques-Antoine Granjon just announced he's launching teleportation. So
I saw that. I'm eager to be a beta tester. Well, let me tell you really quickly, we had over 700 applications for this year's startup competition, and 16 companies were selected to be finalists, one of them selected through a process that you all participated in yesterday morning. Tuesday morning. This week has gone by very quickly. On Tuesday, the 16 companies presented in 4 sessions with the panels of judges. And from among those sessions, we have selected these 3 finalists that you'll see today. We do want to make sure that you have an opportunity to meet all of the 16 companies, and so we're very glad that Hands-On TV, hands-on.tv, has documented the entire competition process. And you may go online to hands-on.tv and see the pitches for all of the companies, get some behind-the-scenes look at the competition, and really a documentary about what happens in the startup competition here at LeWeb. But, yes, sir.
I just want to inject, because I cannot without it, in case that Chris was not presented, this lady was the pioneer of creating, allowing young startups to pitch. She was the first one to do it 18 years ago, and I think she's entitled to a round of applause for this idea.
Thank you.
All of us pay homage to her by copying her format.
Yes, if you hate the 6-minute demo format, that's all my fault. But despite their disdain for having only 6 minutes to present their companies, the 3 finalists will do that right now, followed by a period of question and answer with our esteemed judging panel. So let's
Yossi, you can talk only when it's for question time. Okay, and you ask questions.
You know, Loic, you can't make that happen.
No,
right?
I know.
You do your best, though.
I knew what I was expecting.
All right. All right, our first finalist comes to us from San Francisco. Please welcome Flinja.
Hello, everyone, and hello, LeWeb. My name is Victor Young, and I'm the CEO of Flinja, where we are revolutionizing the way people connect with and hire local talent across the world. Now, did you guys know that more than 53% of recent college grads here in France are finding themselves under or unemployed, yet there are millions of jobs left unfilled? You see, students need experience to get these jobs, but they also need a job to get experience. And trust me, I should know. See, previously I founded a company called eNet, where I had hired over 500 employees and contractors. And upon reviewing the resumes of thousands of recent college grads, I noticed all of them had one thing in common. They were all inexperienced. You see, they didn't have the experience to fill these jobs. And sure, students could upload their resumes on LinkedIn or other job sites, but without the relevant job and work experience, it's pointless. And that is exactly the reason why only 3% of LinkedIn's users are between the ages of 18 to 24. You see, these sites, they just don't get students jobs. But Flinja does. See, Flinja is a platform where students can gain skills and build relevant work experience completing projects. And on the flip side, we allow startups and big companies alike to quickly test out the talent of tomorrow at a fraction of the cost. We transform people into freelance ninjas. Flinjas. And since launching, we already have over 100,000 students in the system, many of which are getting hired each and every single day. But we're not going to stop at 100,000 students, you see. In fact, we've only begun. Please allow me to introduce to you Flinja Mobile. Now, anyone can monetize off their expertise. So let me show you how this works. I haven't been to Paris in over 20 years, so everything seems a bit foreign to me. I love exploring cities, but I absolutely hate trying to figure out which restaurants to go to, which sites to see, and just trying to get around in general. You know, it's a waste of my time, it's a waste of my money, so I'd love to hire someone local to help translate and be my personal guide. See, I need help, and I need it right now. And sure, I could go on sites like Google and do a search for guides in Paris. I go on Craigslist as well. Or I could even wait in line at my hotel concierge. Or I could simply flip out my Flinja app and do a quick search for French-English translators here in Paris, located within a few blocks of me. Now, the search results display a map of available GPS-located Flinjas nearby that offer translation as a service. Marie Bernard looks great. Let's go ahead and click on her profile and learn a little bit more about her. As you can see, she goes to the University of Paris. She majors in English. She even has a couple reviews, which look great. But what I love most is that she has marked herself as available to work right now. So before hiring her, we message back and forth, and I even call her to discuss the job details. She agrees to meet me at my hotel. Now, once she's arrived, she goes ahead and commences the job by clicking the Start Job button on her phone. Time is now ticking. So after spending hours guiding me through Paris, the job is now done. So she goes ahead and clicks the End Job button on the phone. This will now present a receipt for me to rate and review Marie, and also automatically charge my credit card. You see, this is simplicity at its best. Now, you guys might be wondering, well, how do you guys make money? Well, it's quite simple. We charge a 15% transaction fee. But see, it's already baked into the price of hiring. So for example, if you're a Flinja and let's say you charge $20 an hour, we'll go ahead and showcase this for $23. And here's the team executing on this. It's a veteran team with years of experience working at companies such as Google, eBay, Microsoft, Cisco, and PayPal. And with degrees from such places as Stanford, University of Waterloo, Caltech, and Warren at UPenn. We're raising $1.5 million to scale our team and grow our operations, of which we already have over 900,000 committed. It includes investors such as Howard Marks, co-founder of Activision, Fred Smith, chairman, CEO, and founder of FedEx, and also Kaplan Ventures. And we're currently accepting pre-registrations right now for the Flinja mobile product. So I'd like to invite all of you to the audience today and also live streaming online to pre-register right now, either as a customer or as a Flinja. And before I leave the stage today, I'd like all of you to remember 3 last things. Number 1, we're a veteran team that knows how to scale. You see, we've done this before. Second, employers are hiring our Flinjas daily. See, we make money. And last but not least, 11 million French citizens need our product. Once again, my name is Victor Young, and I'm the CEO of Flinja, and I would like to invite all of you to join us in our mission.
All right, Victor.
To revolutionize the way people connect with and hire local talent across the world. Thank you.
We'll let you get your last points in during our Q&A here with our esteemed panel, and we'll let any one of you judges jump in with your questions for Victor.
And Fleur, you can ask questions too. Feel free.
Thank you.
Of course.
I mean, great, really good presentation stuff, interesting. There are obviously lots of other people doing different slices of this, like a TaskRabbit or a whatever, right? Are you also sort of giving me, are you in this trend of micro-credentialing? Am I getting real credentials for these jobs that employers will really recognize? I guess you started with that, but I wasn't sure where that ends up.
Right, so the key here is that we are aligned with the education, the degrees that people go to school for. So unlike TaskRabbit, which are more of the blue-collar, mundane types of tasks, like groceries and stuff, people that you find on Flinger are going to be people like you and me that went to university, that majored, let's say in Marie Bernard's case, majored in English. And in her case, she wanted to be a French-English translator here in Paris. So the job aligns with what she went to school for. Right? So in a sense, it's kind of like micro-credentialing. I mean, people will start to realize they'll focus more on what people have done. Right? So that is, in this case, she's done a lot of translating. Obviously, she's great at English. And we see this as the future as well. It's about what you've done as opposed to just your degree. And,
But in a country like France, if someone make a job for you, he has to pay social taxes. So how do you do that? How do you cover the social taxes of the guy who works for you for 8 hours?
How do we take care of taxes?
Yes.
Right. So, well, I'll reference the United States first. So it's a simple 1099 process. Once they've reached a certain threshold of work, a certain amount of revenue that they've made, they receive a 1099. That's pretty typical with similar marketplaces. Here in France, we would obviously have to work with the tax.
They are here right in front of you.
Right. We'd work with you guys, of course, to make sure that we're pretty kosher on the tax stuff. But yeah, it's stuff you just have to roll up your sleeves and get it done. The big vision, however, is to allow everyone to monetize off their expertise.
So maybe let me understand something. If I am the Flinger,
sure.
Do I basically invoice my services through my own company, my personal company, or are you going to basically just exchange money and you take your cut, which is 15%? How that works? Because that's a way to address the issue we talk about, which is France is nothing different than any other countries, right? Even in the US in this respect.
So it's peer-to-peer. So what we do on our end is we highly vet the Flingers. So it's not like you can just quickly just download the app and you're ready to go and start offering. You actually have to go through a very heavy-duty review process, and that's obviously on the supply end, right? On the demand end, obviously anyone can hire a Flinger. So to answer your question, what we focus on, of course, is maintaining the quality in the system. These are people; it's not businesses. Surely someone could have a business, they could be a sole proprietor, but it's actually the person that's going to be providing the service to the individual. So they could have a business, and if they're a part of our Flinger network, they're actually going to be individually providing that service.
Me as a client, do I get the invoice from you or from the Flinger?
Do you get an invoice from
you or from Flinger?
Me being from Flinger, yeah. Or being the service provider. Yeah. Well, what's happening is we're kind of the mediator. So we are connecting you. Let's say you're the service provider, right? Let's say you're a translator, for example, and this guy over here is the customer, right? So what's happening is he's hiring you. We are taking a 15% transaction fee. You are listing yourself on our site, let's say for 20 an hour. We're going to showcase that for 23. He's paying 23. So as far as he's concerned, he's paying 23 through our system. That's going to go directly to you. And of course, when it comes down to taxation and all that stuff, we're going to send that to you as well. So we are obviously the marketplace connecting you and the customer here.
Well, I think the question is, who do I get the invoice from? Do I get the invoice from you, or do I get the invoice from
Whose name is on the transaction?
Oh, right. So it's going to be Flinger. So right. So we're the marketplace.
Xavier, you have a question? Fleur? Yossi. Oh, my.
What type of professions you are now serving?
So again, our big vision is to allow everyone to monetize off their expertise. We obviously know in any marketplace you have to focus on the critical mass and certain verticals. The first verticals that we're going to be opening up to are translators. I think that's one that everyone can kind of resonate with. Secondly, stuff like therapy, sport therapy. Another good one is maybe makeup and beauty as well. Chefs as well, personal chefs. Anyone that has gone to culinary school, they're going to find a lot of value from this too. Of course, we're collecting data every single day. In fact, thousands of people have already pre-registered, so we already have an idea of which verticals are going to probably gain more traction than others. And of course, we'll adjust those verticals as time goes on.
How many people in the team now?
I'm sorry?
How many people in the team?
We're a team of 12 right now.
4. And when did you start it?
We started in San Francisco.
When?
Oh, October 2012, with our legacy product, so the web product, but the mobile has not launched yet whatsoever, so that's why we're asking everyone to pre-register.
Can you share with us the funding?
Yeah, so funding right now, we have over 900,000 committed. We're doing a raise of $1.5 million. We do have an oversubscriptionist, so we are part of the Techstars network, for example. So a lot of these mentors, investors have lined up to invest. We are obviously looking for strategic investors, so people that can actually help us not only expand into the mobile product, but also expand into cities, have knowledge of logistics, and also help us expand worldwide as well. Starting one city after another.
What do you think about Loic?
I'm sorry? What do I think about Loic? I think he's awesome.
That's good.
I think he's a great conference.
This is the right answer.
10 years.
Thank you.
I've been thrown by that. But I was going to ask, with $1.5 million, do you think you can prove enough? Because obviously there is this issue of liquidity in liquidity in a city and by trade, right? You've got quite a lot of, you'll make a lot of mistakes along the way, as anyone would. And is this enough?
Yeah, so we've, as a team, we've been together for over 7 to 8 years. We've kind of gone through the ups and downs. To answer your question, $1.5 million is actually plenty for us. In fact, we're in negotiations right now with investors that are actually Series A funds from the Bay Area, international as well, who want us to raise even more money. We're a pretty scrappy team of entrepreneurs. We focus more on doing more with less. It's not to go and spend money. Luckily, we have a lot of experience in marketplaces and payments as well. So there's a lot of mistakes that we've kind of gone through with previous companies before, and that allows us to kind of maintain that scrappiness as a team. So to answer your question again, we think 1.5 is plenty, but we'd be happy to discuss raising more.
Excellent. And with that, we have to wrap up your presentation, Victor. Thank you very much, and congratulations as a finalist here. We always wonder if 8 minutes is too long for the Q&A, but I'm sure we could have gone even longer with all of these.
We have questions for the next 2 hours, Chris.
I'm sure you do, and that's why we have, they'll be backstage waiting to talk to you, particularly Mr. Investor. All right, so let's move on to our next presentation. This one demonstrating that the LeWeb competition is uniquely international. In fact, as I said earlier, we've had applications from every continent, so it's quite a long reach. This company comes to us from Poland. Please welcome Intel Clinic.
Bonjour, Paris.
Bonjour.
Okay, my name is Kamil Adamczyk. I'm CEO of Intel Clinic. Today, at the stage with me, Chris Hojnowski, our CEO and artificial intelligence specialist. I'm not going only to pitch you today because it's boring. We are going to run some crazy experiments here at the stage. We check whether my presentation is boring enough to make people sleep at the stage. So we are looking for volunteers who would like to join us at the stage, and we will monitor his brainwaves at this projector. Okay, come on.
Okay, someone comes fast, because your clock is ticking.
Okay,
fast,
so
fast.
Chris, plug you in. I'm starting.
Don't fall, don't fall.
Okay, so I start with something huge. Last week, we were the most successful Kickstarter campaign. We reached our goal in, ta-da, less than 24 hours, $100,000. Right now, it's over almost $300,000. With our first product, which is Neuron, a smart sleep mask, which monitor your brainwaves, eye movement, muscle tension, in order to create a unique sleep schedule for you and wake you up in the most adequate moment at your day. Come on. Where's my presentation?
There you go.
Whoa. Whoa. Okay. As I said, we were the most successful last week Kickstarter campaign. What we do, why we do what we do. We are really passionate about human signal processing and analyzing, and we've been doing for several years. Just recently, we figured out that it's called quantified self. This is our team. We're experienced in medicine and technology. Just recently, we was asking ourselves how to sleep better. Last researchers, sleep researchers show us that almost 90% of sleep problem is caused by inappropriate behavior. If we could change our habits, we will sleep better. And we would like you to know your sleep. So the problem is not enough time to sleep. We don't have time to sleep. We are busy all the time. And the second problem is we can't measure our sleep precisely. How many of you use sleep tracking devices? OK, do you think it works? No, I think not. Do you know why it doesn't work? Because it tracks only your movement. You can't describe your sleep very accurately tracking on your movement. From a medical point of view, you need to measure your brain waves, eye movement, and muscle tension. Hey, is it working? OK. So here is our solution, a smart sleep mask, which could analyze your sleep, which could create a unique sleep schedule for you and wake you up in the most adequate moment with light and vibration. We could measure your brain waves, which is EEG, eye movement, which is EEG, and muscle tension, which is EMG. And this is the solution for the other problem, lack of time. It's called polyphasic sleep. I'm sure half of the Europe sleep polyphasically. If you have been in Spain or Italy, you've been sleeping polyphasically because polyphasic sleep is a siesta. If you would like to sail across the ocean alone, you should reach us because we allow you to sleep 2 hours a day and sail across the ocean. This slide will show you why you need our mask. Recent researchers in the US showed that almost half of American population have problem with sleeping. And the size market and rapid growing market only reflects this problem. I want to tell you about our vision because brainwaves, eye movement, and muscle tension monitoring is not only sleep. Using those signals, we could steer the wheelchair. We could detect if you're lying. We could control games. We could control epilepsy. We could prevent driver from sleeping behind the wheel. And in the future, this mask neuron will be a part of a huge system called Sleep Cloud, which allows you contact with your doctor, which allows you storage your data. So if you will be 80 years old, you could storage all your medical data. And there will be an option to run really accurate medical experiments because of the huge database. Thank you very much for your attention.
So how is our sleep patient doing over there? Can we tell?
Yeah, I think... Yeah, 1 second.
Are you sleeping? Dozing off a little bit?
It wasn't boring enough.
Questions?
Sorry. Just on the sleep cloud, I didn't understand quite. Was that that's your cloud? It's not another.
Yeah.
And are you taking data from any other devices or just your own?
Just our devices. Right. You could not agree with storing your data, but we want you to share your anonymous data with us.
And so none of the other type of sleep trackers you think get anywhere close. I mean, obviously there are more things coming.
Yeah.
Not that one. I mean, the Basis or something like that. The Basis watch and.
I think that the most precise sleep tracking device is polysomnography's medical device, but I'm saying that at the customer market, there is no device who could very precisely track your sleep.
And sorry, we didn't ask, I don't think you gave the retail cost, did you? What?
Yeah, $225.
Oh, so it's $225, okay. And the margin you're making, is that where you're going to make your profits? Is it margin on that, or is it to do with selling the data, or something else?
Like the device, production of the device costs us around $25.
Wow. Okay, that's a nice margin. Great.
You might not want to mention that to all those Kickstarter people who've already kicked in for your full price. Is the model, just to get some clarity on your question, if I may, it is the device itself, but also is there a subscription model to be part of the sleep cloud going forward?
At the moment, there is an application on iOS and on Android, which wirelessly connects with your headband and allows you to manage the headband and to receive the data. In the future, we would like to start, as I said, this cloud with access to for the MDs, for the physicians to get our patient records.
Cool. You haven't mentioned any patents, I don't think. Are you filing for patents? Is there anything you can patent?
Yeah, we submitted patents, which we are still waiting for because it's like.
Okay. Cool. And is it comfortable? Is it comfortable enough? Do people complain? Okay. Yeah.
Can we put one to Yossi as well?
Yeah.
It's a bit tight, but yes, it's still very comfortable.
Yeah, it's made from memory foam, so after 3-4 uses, it's adapted to the shape of your face.
Could you bulk sell it to airlines while you sleep? It could be a good, good product in airlines, right? Well, they can monitor. You could say the airline where people sleep the most. It'd be a good line, right?
Yeah.
And they could prove it.
Yeah, like we want our device to be in the first class instead of like normal sleeping masks.
Just sell it in first class. Cool.
Yeah.
So I think the data is on the screen.
Okay.
Can you explain what's going
on?
on?
Working. So I tell you everything. How does it work? So in the screen below, we see his, what's his name? Amon. We see Amon's brainwaves and eye movements. Left higher screen is also brainwaves and eye movement. So right now, hold still, don't move your eyes. And now start moving your eyes rapidly. Okay, could you see this 5.0 point? It's his eye movements. And these higher lines are brainwaves, but are weaker. That's why we are using artificial intelligence methods to analyze.
And now we have lulled our judges to sleep. This is very good.
Okay, so
he brings me all the way from Israel, so I make myself an idiot.
So now at the screen, we could see developer version of our device. It's the version for scientists and developers with access to raw data. If you would like to run some test experiments, you could back our developer version, the Kickstarter, and you get the version with access to raw data to run own tests. Yeah.
Should our volunteer be worried
Fleur,
that the brainwave is flat?
Excuse me?
The brainwave went flat on our volunteer. I was a little worried about. He's still alive.
Are you alive?
Good.
He has a great brain activity.
Fleur,
I have a question, actually. You collect the data with your device, but how do you improve your sleeping quality? What is the benefit for the person who is using the mask?
Okay, so there are two kinds of sleep, this polyphasic and monophasic sleep. So let's say that you don't want to change your sleeping pattern. 90% of sleep problem is caused by inappropriate behavior. So if we could see that you, for example, wake up a few times during the night, we could give you a feedback. For example, we will give you a survey. We ask you if you're drinking coffee, if you're, how much time do you spend in your bedroom, and what you're doing before going to sleep. There's no private questions. And yeah, and we could give you a feedback how you could improve your behavior. As I said, only 10% of sleep disturbances are really serious, need to be treated by doctors.
It's based on statistics.
Yeah.
I mean, to follow up on that question, are you talking to any sort of medical doctors? I mean, there are lots of professionals who deal in sleep.
At the moment, like we have like polysomnography in our office. We're doing every research on ourselves because we're still waiting for CE approval. And after that, we start like, this is not medical device. We need to say that, but it is really precise and. I mean, I think during this Kickstarter campaign, we will start a cooperation with private sleep clinics to show people that we are really accurate. We compare our device to polysomnography.
Just quickly on funding strategy, what's the funding strategy beyond Kickstarter? Is there a...
We have seed investment from Poland, and after the Kickstarter, we are going to look for a round of funding, because as I said at the previous slide, this device is sleep mask, but the core of this device is biological amplifier. So using this amplifier, we could, for example, steer wheelchair or doing really amazing things. And the other device, what we are working for right now, is device for the drivers to prevent them from falling asleep behind the wheel just by measuring them brainwaves.
Can it be used for driving?
Excuse me?
Can the mask be used for driving?
Yeah, if you put this like on your occipitus, you could be a driver.
You have no electrodes. How does it measure the brain waves?
There are electrodes. Huh? May I?
Is he alive still?
Yeah, I think so. There are electrodes. Yeah.
Sir, if I understood well the proposal, you essentially need to basically wear the mask night after night to get enough data to correct essentially what you talk about, or what is the minimum time you can just wear that mask?
Okay, so let's say you could wear this mask for a week. Our device then learn your organism and could, for example, create a unique sleep schedule for your polyphasic sleep schedule. But if you would like to monitor your data, currently you need to wear this mask every night. But let's say you could wear this mask once a week to see if something's changing, because it's like a medical examination. You don't need to do this every day.
I think that's all the time we have for questions, but thank you very much for the demo. Thank you for volunteering to support this demonstration.
Thank you very much.
And good luck in the competition. And our third finalist is working in the field of all of our social media. I think a demonstration that will be very interesting to any of you who keep a Facebook or Twitter account. Please welcome to stage Social Sage.
Bonjour, LeWeb. Good afternoon, judges. My name's Julian Ranger, and I'm the founder of Social Safe, and with me today is George, who heads our support team. So now all of us use a lot of different social media, and that's good, but we don't own or control that data. It's fragmented everywhere, very difficult to reuse. So our aim is to solve that problem and a lot more. What we're going to do is, and not going to, we actually do, is bring all of your data, all of your posts through time, back to your own device, with all the interactions you've had, all your friends and followers, into one library that you own, and most importantly, you control. It's yours, we don't get to see it, and everything's there together, and then we provide a lovely user interface for you to actually engage with that data. And George is now going to do a demonstration of our software. As he gets that set up, I want to make absolutely clear that we at Social Safe do not see any of your data. It's absolutely private to you, and it goes straight from the cloud, the various networks, directly to your device. And there seems to be a problem getting your And here it is. Right, so here we've got the application. It's live. You can download it from socialsafe.net/LeWeb, and you'll get it free for a year. And we've already got loads of data in this application. Lots of different networks that get synced on a regular basis. You can set that weekly, hourly, daily. And George is showing here a particular day. So he's gone back to a particular day in November, and you'll see that there's a whole variety of different data on that day. So here we've got some Instagram, some Facebook, some tweets, all nicely interleaved, all hyperlinked, all with all the comments, all the other bits in there. But we can do a lot more than just show a day or a range of dates. We can search. So we're at LeWeb, so he's searching the web. There's nothing on that particular day, so he's searching over 6 years of data instantaneously, and you can see behind me everything he's done across all his multiple networks for LeWeb. You can't do that on the net. None of their services will allow you to be able to do that. But you can do it if you own and control your data. Now, he might want to keep that set of data, so he's going to create a collection. And a collection is just like a series of photo albums, but it's not just photos. It's all of your various posts, all of your photographs, all of the people, whatever you want to put in that collection. You go to the collections and you'll see that there. But photos, lots of you do Instagram, you've got your Facebook photos, you've got lots of other data. And we don't just bring down your photos for you. We bring down, in this fetching picture of George here, all the comments about him, and the facial tags. And we do that for Instagram, and we're going to fuse the two together so you get all of the information about any photo, which you can keep forever. And what about insights? You've got all of this data now under your control. So there's more that you can do. We can tell you your most popular posts and all sorts of things. But Instagram here, he's showing you your most popular photo and the filters that you've used over X years. George has been a member of Instagram for several years. And here's every photo that, for the different filters, that is the most popular. So there's an awful lot of information that you can get. And one further thing is that you can create and export your data. So here's one we did earlier. You can create a PDF of any of your data. And it's all beautifully formatted. It only takes 10, 20 seconds to create for anything you've got. But we did it earlier to save time. You can see all of the data, beautifully formatted, all the comments, etc. So that's the product quickly. I'll go back to the presentation. I know you're interested in some statistics. So I can tell you that visitors to our website, we get over 20, if we can go back to the presentation, we get over 20% of visitors to our website download our product, so obviously we feel quite good about that. We've taken engagement after the first month from 10% all the way up to 70% this year, and that's still growing. We've got 85,000 users, we'll have 100,000 by the end of the year. Over 30% of them have paid. We've got some great partners, and we're here in France, so I should mention one of our best partners, Fnac. Fnac's got stores all through France, and they sell Social Safe as part of the Fnac pack. And we've got quite a few other partners live and being negotiated. But I want to announce 3 things at LeWeb, because that's what we're here for.
Thank you.
All right? So 2 of them are very simple. As of January, you'll be able to store your personal cloud, your personal data in your personal cloud, whether that's Dropbox, Google Drive, or Orange Cloud. And you'll have mobile in March. So you'll be able to access your Social Safe anywhere. And then this is the big message. You've heard a lot about big data on this stage, and I'm going to tell you that it's wrong. Wrong for us as individuals and for companies that are trying to target us as individuals. And it's wrong because at best it's a slice of us, and it's actually an imperfect slice of us. So what we're going to do is extend Social Safe to all of your cloud data, your bank data, your purchases, your health, your Fitbits, your everything else. And then, when you've got that on every device, you, not someone else, you can permission access businesses to access your data, either privately or locally. And that, of course, reduces friction. You actually explicitly permission people for that data, which, of course, will help when you've got the new EU laws that may come in 2015. And fundamentally, you get the whole picture of you is available to you and to other people if you want to let them. And you take back control of your data, your life, forever. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you, Julian. Let's now move to our judges' questions.
Who has a question, Brent?
Happy to start. Hi, Julian. That's great. And I guess partly just quickly on your background, some of this, if I remember, comes from the defense industry and security. Is that right?
Yes, I was very lucky to be at the very beginning of the military internet in '85, and I created my first company in '86. And then I ran that for 19 years, and I invented a process called iSmart, which was used by the military all around the world. And what was it? 2005, I sold the company to Lockheed Martin. So that was quite good.
Cool. And then a less easy question, I guess. Do people care enough? I mean, I guess there have been many people trying this idea of control your data, monetize it, sell it, all sorts of stuff. Then there's this big debate as to people say they care, but do they really? How much friction is there?
Well, one of the reasons we've sort of been fairly quiet for a couple of years is that you've got to wait for people to have sufficient data to care. And one of our jobs with the application is to make it so that you can see the value of your data. Now, we've had a lot of people around the stand in the last 2 days using it, amazed at what you can do when you actually own and control your data. So that's the message we have to get out. Try it. See what happens. You can do so much more. The searches you can do, the reuse of the data. And then imagine now you've got your bank data all over the shop. You can't remember passwords. You want to get access to it. Where did you buy something? Where did you meet somebody? What did you do? All of it, if it's local on your device, all of your data together, there's masses you can do. And then you can permission access. Social Safe will never make any money out of your data. We will make money a business model by helping you pass the data to somebody else, right? But it's your choice. You permission access. If all you want Social Safe for is to have the data yourself, that's fine. We're just going to be the world's data librarian. So our vision is that every person in the world will have Social Safe on every device. It's very simple.
Anyone? Yossi, you have a question?
Flabbergasted, you must have a question for me.
Yeah. How is fake Yossi Vardi on Twitter? Are you going to use this? You know you have a fake Yossi Vardi Twitter account.
I'm going to use it when I'm sleeping, according to the second presentation.
I think that could be very useful for your social networking tool for the dead that you talked to me about.
Yeah, we are going to talk about it a little bit later. But I would like to allude to something which was said. What is your niche within this huge amount of activity and energy and chaos in the whole space of taking the basic 6 or 7 social services and trying to manipulate them?
Well, we're not, that's where we've started. We have to start somewhere to show people that there's value if you own and control your data. And over time, we're extending and expanding.
Talk to the crowd. I will see you on the screen.
You'll see me on the screen. So to answer that question, we want you to understand the value of your data, and that's where we start from. So the first 6 or 7 networks is tremendously valuable if you just go and use it today. And then as we add all of the other data, and that's what we're raising money for, so that we can actually connect all these other APIs up, and eventually people will push data into your Social Safe. You will have all of your life data in one place. And I just want you to try and imagine what happens when all of that data comes together. And it's very much like in the military environment when we provided commanders with the whole operational picture, the whole way we did things changed. And we do see that that will happen. When you own every single piece of your data, then there will be lots of new apps at LeWeb and everywhere else able to ask you for permission for data that they couldn't possibly get otherwise, and therefore create whole new things, just like we've done with the military and stuff when all that data was together.
So does that suggest then that you are going to create a series of APIs and create an ecosystem of app developers on top of Social Safe?
Yes. What we do is the first thing we've done is create your library of you that you own. And remember, we don't see it. We only know your name and email. That's it, and country of origin. So that's all we know. You've then got that library on all devices. And then we do put an API around it so that when you permission access to somebody to see it, we blindly take the data out and give it to that person or that app on your phone or whatever else so that they can do it. And so, yes, the other services will use the APIs to get the real data about you and a much wider context of data than they can get today through a thin slice of big data.
Jim, just quickly, what are the bits that are really hard about what you're doing? So assuming the idea works, whatever, and you don't get to network effects yet, then what's going to stop others just doing this?
The hard bit is actually recognizing, first of all, that this is not something you can do as a SaaS service to begin with, that it's got to be done on the device, and that just takes time and money and years to actually create the applications and everything else that works really well, as you've seen. All right? Now, then there is some stuff which we've got a patent going around, which is how we will be able to blindly access your data and pass it to the companies that you permission access to. But there's a lot of stuff around that and the vision of being able to make that work. So there is some hard stuff, but it's more process hard stuff than real technical hard stuff. To get from here to where we're going does not require us to invent any great new rocket science or any great new computing methodologies. It's very much based upon what we did for the military already.
All right.
Other questions?
Okay.
Well, with that, I think now we're going to move to the hardest part of the whole competition. You thought your pitching was the hardest part. The hardest part is when we bring all of these opinionated people into a room together to deliberate and come up with our finalists. So, Julian, and thank you very much for, your participation. Bye. Good luck to you.
And before I send the judges back to deliberate, we have a great talk from Fabrice Genda, and then we will hear about the winner. I just have a few things to show real quick. If I can get the slide. So here is a tweet from Nelly Cross, who is the Vice President of the European Commission, who just tweeted this. So I thought that I should, one, respond, which I did, and two, show it on stage. So Nelly talked yesterday and made promises on how Europe should improve the startups and what scene and what they should do for Europe. So here's a tweet from Nelly Cross, and can we see here? I won't go through that, but she followed up on every single thing that she promised on this stage last year. I
must say, I read it, it's very convincing.
And so have a look, and we hope to follow up with the European Union. And next slide, just before we move to Fabrice Genda, I just want to remind you all that we have LeWeb London coming June 9 and 10 with a special offer there since you are here, which is a 2-for-1 ticket. So I just wanted to do a quick promo here because we want you all to be in London. So thank you all. We'll see you in a bit and hear from Fabrice now. Thank you.